A British man was hosed down and made to believe he was going to be executed as he and his partner were beaten during a birthday trip holiday. Hi there, I hope you're all doing well and thank you for joining me in another video that just gone viral. In this news report I bring you a shocking and disturbing report of a British couple who is subject to abuse while on holiday in Turkey. A British couple has claimed a birthday trip to Turkey ended in torture at the hands of the police, who allegedly punched, kicked and poured water over the gentleman while his partner was assaulted. The holidaymakers have claimed that they were abducted by several police officers in Kema. The 30-year-old man and his partner, who was 23, from the West Midlands, flew to Antalya to celebrate the woman's birthday by spending 2 days in Kema, a coastal resort 50 minutes south of the airport. The holidaymakers claimed that they were effectively abducted by several police officers and taken to what they described as a military base, where guards proceeded to torture them by violently beating the man and forcing his girlfriend to drink an unidentifiable black liquid. About 6 officers ended up hitting me, punching me, slapping me on my head and my face. Everyone was taking turns, said the male victim, who wished to remain anonymous. They took me to the back garden. I was still in handcuffs. They told me to get on my knees. I thought, this is it. I'm going to go. The atmosphere felt like death. Then they hosed me down in cold water for half an hour. I was shivering, he declared. The nightmare begun on May the 11th, a day after their arrival in Turkey, when the pair had decided to retire to their hotel room after spending the afternoon at a cocktail bar. The Brit, who requested to remain anonymous, said one local tried to pull his girlfriend's bag away from her. He yelled at the would-be mugger and scared him away, allowing the pair to continue walking towards their hotel. But many minutes later, a police car pulled up beside them. 6 police officers pulled up and got out of the car, according to the 30-year-old holidaymaker, and told the couple that they had to come back to the police station. The tourists, who now believed that the location was some kind of military base. This was due to being local police stations nearby, but the distance from the location of their hotel to the military base was a substantial amount of time, leading them to believe and come to this conclusion. The man recounts at the base how he was brutally beaten by the guards, hosed down with cold water with his hands handcuffed behind his back, and then left to shiver in the evening air. The horrified tourist then described how he heard his girlfriend screaming in another room. She later claimed she had been assaulted by the guards. He added they had made her drink a black liquid and then threatened her if she didn't. The nightmare came to an abrupt end when the tourist described an officer as a good sergeant arrived and asked the officers what was going on. The pair were promptly released but had their belongings and their possessions, including phone and money, taken from them. The woman also suspected that she was injected with an unknown substance, when it was only afterwards she had realised a puncture mark with a needle. Upon arriving back to the hotel, they quickly departed and went to leave the hotel the following day to make their way back to the UK. But it was only during checkout at the Turkish airport, where they were greeted by another police officer who handed them a phone with a live call. To their shock, when they answered the call, they heard one of the captors on the other end of the line, who told them to keep quiet. They went on to say, "Go back to your own country. If you ever talk about our police again, there will be trouble." It was only once they landed back at Birmingham Airport they were confronted by British police, who approached the couple, suspecting that the girlfriend may be a victim of domestic abuse. But once they found out the correct details, a spokesperson for West Midlands Police released a statement, saying officers spoke to 2 people at Birmingham Airport on May the 13th, who made several allegations that they were assaulted while abroad on holiday in Turkey. They were supported by officers and provided with advice. As much as this support and advice is helpful, it doesn't solve the root of the problem. I myself have encountered something similar along these lines of a holiday trip when I went to Spain. Unfortunately for myself, it had been the day after there had been a shootout between 5 Moroccans and 3 English. I found myself taking the wrong turning and found myself at a checkpoint. Unfortunately for myself and lack of knowledge, I wasn't aware that you have to carry ID such as a driving licence or a passport as ID by law. When I didn't have this, I was dragged out of the car, had my keys taken out of my left hand by being smacked with a foot-long mag-light torch twice, and then having my left arm twisted up my back. This was then preceded and followed by 9 police officers with guns surrounding me in a semicircle. All I could tell you is, I thought that was the end. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the section below. Have you ever had a horrific or terrifying holiday experience? I hope you enjoyed the content. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and if you enjoyed the content, smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.